My cheating husband was rushed to the ICU for emergency treatment, and I turned around and gave up on saving him. My husband and his mistress were having an affair when, in a moment of anger, he suddenly suffered a brain hemorrhage and was admitted to the ICU. In a weak voice, he said to me, "I know I was wrong. I'll change from now on." But after he recovered, he only got worse. Not only did he and the mistress scheme to leave me with nothing, they also saddled me with a 10 million loan. When my parents went to demand justice, they were hit by a car and both died. In the end, I was left homeless on the streets, humiliated and dying. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself outside the ICU ward. The doctor held a surgery consent form and said, "Zoe, once you sign this, we will immediately arrange the emergency treatment." I gave a cold laugh and said in a deep voice, "Sorry, I can't sign this document." "Zoe, once you sign, the surgery can start immediately. Don't worry, Jake's operation will be led by our chief surgeon, with a success rate of up to 80%. I woke up startled by the doctor's urging, staring at a pile of documents in my hand, my eyes full of confusion. A group of medical staff were busy in the ICU, and my husband lay motionless on the hospital bed. "Sis-in-law, hurry and sign. Jake's condition can't be delayed any longer." Jasmine pushed me, and only then did I realize I had been given a second chance at life. In my previous life, Jake had an affair with his secretary Jasmine. Because things got too reckless and emotions ran too high, he suffered a sudden brain hemorrhage. By the time I arrived at the hospital, he was already lying in the ICU, fighting for his life. Jake knew he couldn't hide his affair anymore. Grabbing my hand, he kept apologizing and admitting his mistakes. He said he was wrong and promised to change. He even said he was a worthless man who had let me down, and that after his surgery, all the family assets would be transferred to my name. I still softened, thinking of the years we had been married. I signed to save him. But in the end, I was just too naive. After he recovered, not only did he show no sign of change, he even escalated things by moving Jasmine into our home. Under their scheme, I was forced to sign away everything and leave empty-handed. They took over all the family assets and left me with tens of millions in debt. My parents, on their way to seek justice, had a car accident and both tragically passed away. They lived happily and blissfully in my villa, enjoying their joyful days together. Meanwhile, I was left homeless, starving, forced to scavenge for food alongside wild dogs in the garbage. In the end, I was humiliated and killed by a homeless man. "Sis-in-law, what are you daydreaming about? Sign it quickly." Jasmine grabbed my shoulder, urging anxiously. Seeing her like that, I couldn't help but find it amusing. I used to think she was a responsible secretary and treated her well in my past life. But in the end, she actually climbed into Jake's bed. What a bitch. I ignored her and just looked at the doctor, saying, "What did you say the success rate of the surgery was just now?" 80%. I reached out and pushed away the document in the doctor's hand, saying coldly, "Only 80%? I won't sign this. I need to find the best doctor for my husband. I want him to survive 100%. The doctor was stunned when he heard me say this. After a moment of hesitation, he said, "Miss Zoe, there is never a 100% guarantee in the operating room. Once we start, we will do everything we can to save the patient. Please trust us. The patient's condition is a race against time." I was well aware of this. Achieving a high success rate with a brain hemorrhage is already remarkable. But facing the man in the ICU, I wasn't foolish enough to let him live only to team up with the mistress against me.